speed. I am speed. 1 winner, 21 losers. I eat losers for breakfast. Alright. Yep, I think it's time we do it, Harley. We've all dreamed of driving a Formula 1 car around the track at 200 miles an hour. But getting close to those cars is not that easy. And getting to drive a Formula 1 car, well, that's a completely different story. It's pretty much impossible for someone like me to ever get a chance to do that. So it got me thinking, how could a normal guy like me get a chance to drive a Formula 1 car? And then it hit me. I can just make my own. I'm gonna make my own 3D printed full-size Formula 1 car, put an engine in it, and then take it to a track. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. Absolutely nothing could go wrong. Oh boy. All right, let's get started. So first thing on my list was finding the perfect model for me to blow up and turn into a full-size Formula 1 car. So I'm having a little bit of an issue finding a model that's good enough quality and has a high enough poly count to where if I were to blow it up, it wouldn't look like this. I mean, this is just a miniature, it's obviously not detailed, but if I were to blow up anything else, it would look like this. For example, this model looks great in theory, but as soon as I blow it up, it starts to look really poor in quality. After hours of searching, I finally stumbled upon this model, an extremely high quality version of a 2025 model ready for 3D printing. Huge shout out to this amazing artist, STLLabs. I'll have him linked down in the description below, make sure you check him out. Okay, this is what we are looking at for the 3D model of the front wing before it's scaled. Currently it is 199 millimeters by 78 by 38. We need to make that quite a bit bigger. Now, I didn't want to guess on how big I should actually make this, I wanted to actually know for sure, so I went looking for the regulations for the 2025 model. After searching through the internet for what seemed like forever, I was finally able to find this. This shows the measurements for the front wing, which theoretically is all I should need. Okay, and now it's scaled up. In comparison to the build plate, that's what it looks like now. The front wing is way too big to actually fit on the build plate now, so what I'm gonna have to do is cut it up into a bunch of little pieces and then put them all back together after they're done printing. So let's get to cutting this up. In total, this took me about 2 hours to cut up the front wing to where it was ready to be printed on my printer. I know some people would probably outsource this to somebody on Fiverr, but I wanted to do the entire process myself. Okay, so now's the fun part, and by the fun part, I mean we get to sit around and wait for the next couple days for these parts to be printed out. So I will be back once they're done printing. Now I'm sure most of us know how 3D printers work nowadays, but just in case you don't, I'm going to tell you very quickly how this is actually happening. I feed in plastic spools of filament which then goes into the hot end of the printer, and thousands of layers later, you actually have something that resembles an actual object. Now, I made a huge mistake when I was making this front wing. When I was printing them out, I forgot to add connectors to them. So a job that should have taken me maybe 2 hours ended up taking me almost 2 days. I also forgot to take a video of the front wing before it was completely put together, so here. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. So for the next part of this project, I'm gonna be using a tool called a plastic welding gun. So you essentially just take these little bitty pieces of metal, stick them in the end of the gun, and then press them into the plastic, and it's that simple. So this was the first time I ever actually got to use this tool, and I gotta say, it's incredibly satisfying to watch these little pieces of metal heat up and just sink into the plastic. Now the one downside is it does leave these little pokey pieces all over the plastic that you do have to take care of with a pair of pliers. So after I spent a bunch of time putting all the plastic welds in, I now have to spend a bunch of time trimming all the plastic welds. And now you might be thinking there's a better way to do this, which there probably would have been, but this was the first time I ever used the tool, so I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing. Okay, so now that all the plastic welds are cleaned up on the front wing, we need to move on to the next step, which is this little guy. It's just a soldering iron, but what you can do with this is pretty amazing when it comes to plastic. I've seen this technique used before, but I've never actually tried it myself, and I gotta say, it's really ingenious. It's also pretty satisfying watching the plastic melt together when you put the hot tip on it. In total, I spent about 2 hours welding all these pieces together and reinforcing the plastic welds that I had already put in. On top of this technique's benefits, you can also fill in cracks with some spare filament you have laying around. So instead of having to use something like Bondo, you can just use the same material you used for the rest of the project. Out of all of the techniques that I've tried over the years with fusing different pieces together, I gotta say, this one is by far the most satisfying, and it also, I think, provides the most support. Now, I can't say how well it does by itself, but I think in conjunction with the plastic welding, it is rock solid. And for anybody wondering, I did have my window and fan open. I probably should have been doing this outside, but I know that for the future now. And here it is, a full-size Formula One front wing and half of the nose done. Hello, we did it, we did it. You helped so much. You basically built the whole thing. Next up was moving on to the main body. For right now, we're gonna focus specifically on the nose of the main body. Now, because I value you as a viewer, I'm gonna skip over all the boring stuff like cutting up the model and waiting 4 days for the parts to print out. You're welcome. Think about subscribing maybe. That'd be cool. Okay, thanks, that's all. Back to the project. So now we have all these pieces that we've printed out, and we actually need to figure out how to put them all together. I just wanted to see what it felt like if I like do a snow angel style thing, and it's not as cool as I thought it would be. So all over the parts and pieces are these things called supports. I spent a lot of time on my slicer settings. Watch this. Just pulls right off. Oh! I wanted to show you guys the scale of the parts that we're printing out. Like, this is it next to me. Like, this is a big. Now, I did want to mention that I spent a lot of time hollowing out the body of this car. Now, the reason for that is so I'll have space for my legs, a seat, and the engine. It also makes all of the air scoops functional to where the airflow will reach where the engine's going to be sitting. Remember when I mentioned poly counts in the model? Yeah, this is what it looks like when I mess with the model. It makes it just look absolutely horrendous. So with my big pile of parts, I started chipping away and pulling off all the supports, readying them to be put together. So I forgot to hit record on the camera. Here's the front nose. So let's go take the front nose and the front wing and put them together and see what they look like. And guys, this is what it looks like completely put together. Oh my gosh. I have a quarter of a Formula One car sitting in my living room right now. So just as a size comparison, I am 5'8". Yeah, this thing's pretty big. And if you're thinking, whoa, the wing is like way too long, it's actually not. The cockpit goes literally right behind this portion of it. The suspension is gonna be coming out of the side areas right here, and the whole tire will be right here. So no, it's not too big. It might be just a little bit too big. But I'm also making this at home, so you can't be that hypercritical if I'm breaking regulations. So now that the front wing and nose is done, we're gonna move on to the cockpit, which means we're essentially gonna have an entire Formula One car sitting in my living room by the time I post the next episode. Are you okay with that? Like if I have the whole car sitting in the living room?
Only if I can drive it.
She's not driving it.
Yes, I am.
I know we're very far from finishing this project, but I gotta say, I am so happy with how this project is turning out so far. I know it's gonna get finished and look incredible. So the entire front wing and half of the front nose is done. Now we have to tackle the next giant. We're gonna start printing out the body of the car. If you'd like to join the journey of 3D printing a full-size Formula One car, putting an engine in it, and then taking it to a track, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Keep racing forwards.